All right. The Boston
Mayo.
Celtics, they win. First to the floor, late night. And you heard him there. Sam LaFrance's first appearance on Celtics Late Night in 2025.
Happy New Year.
How's it going? Happy New Year. Yeah.
Going
How's
good.
2025 been going for you so far?
Terrible. 2025 confirmed worse than 2024. That I can tell you.
Yeah,
So
Celtics
far,
are-
not
yeah.
fun.
Celtics are yet to win the championship, so it's hard to improve on 2024.
It's hard for them to win anything in 2025. Except for today, I suppose.
Yeah. So they're doing this shtick where they either destroy the opposing team or they lose in the worst possible way, or you just lose, you get blown out by the Raptors. It feels like we're on two ends of the spectrum right here. It's like the Magic game. They look awesome. Tonight they look awesome. I am with Spoonie. He said that they did play better against the Hawks. They just decided to lose the game at the end for some reason. But trending in the right direction. But this is the best game, or at least best overall performance they've played in a little while. I'm wearing the energy is about to shift t-shirt. Is it shifted? Has it shifted?
It's going to take a while for me to think it's shifted.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do something. Like, I'm not getting got. I'm happy they won today. Like, good win. No way around it. Great win. They're going to have to win like 8 out of 10 for me to be like, oh, did they figure something out? Like, I'm not stupid. What do they think I don't watch? Like, I watch all the games. I watched Saturday. I watched the bullshit they pulled Saturday. I thought they played better than Wednesday when they lost to the Raptors, but like I still thought there was a lot of things that they weren't great with. Saturday they pissed me off. I was screaming on the pod that Peyton Pritchard had all the points in the fourth quarter, and then they stopped letting him shoot.
Yeah.
Like that drove me up a wall, and of course they melt down at the end. But listen, today they let everybody shoot. They spread the points around. Like nobody was doing too much. You actually had like the guys that aren't the stars make shots, like Derek White, even though he is a star to all of us, like actually shoots well today. Drew shoots well today. Sam Hauser, who I'm done with, shoots well today. I've had it with Sam Hauser because he's not playing good enough for me to get confused when someone says Sam. You know, like give him the hook, man. Like put Walshy in there.
Wow.
Shireman's like lurking around the corner. Like, you got any minutes for me?
That's where you're at with Sam Hauser. You're completely done with.
Today's like
Sam
a really
Hauser.
weird day for me to come on here and be like, Hauser, done with him. I'm so sick of not knowing what Hauser you're going to get every game.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to argue that Hauser has been good this year. I would argue that it's probably not the smartest thing to do to give up on a guy that was your seventh man on the finals team. He did hit 3 for 6 from 3, but 2 of those makes did come in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
I know he made 1 or 2 in the fourth quarter. Yeah, probably at least 1.
Yeah. He was 2 for 3 field goals at least in the fourth quarter.
Front runner.
Exactly.
This
was a Celtics win though. Celtics team win, I should say.
You would know it by coming in here. He's screaming.
Exactly. Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, we love the collabs. Shout out. How about them Celtics? I should have said off the top. Make sure you're liking, subscribing to all of their stuff as well. But yeah, man, like I wouldn't necessarily say Tatum had the best game, but didn't force it. And yeah, you got a really nice spread of field goal attempts tonight. Like, and obviously you don't get the fourth quarter, so you don't see how many shots Tatum and or Jalen would have taken if you would have played the entire fourth quarter. But coming into tonight, this is a game you really wanted to win, obviously, because you're trying to like scrap and claw off every win. But you've got the Steph Curry thing, you've got the Steve Kerr thing, like you've got these 5 games in 7 nights, and you got the back-to-back with the LA teams coming up. Like Draymond Green is out. It's like, can we? I know that they're reeling a little bit, the Warriors, but coming in, every Celtic fan tonight was like, fuck, man. I know the Warriors have been struggling a little bit, but they're about to play their best game in the last month, and they did not play their best game in the last month. I thought the Celtics third quarter was like a true avalanche, both ends dominating, and I thought that their 15-point lead at halftime was like 50% Celtics, 50% the Warriors could not hit a shot to save their lives, which we can relate to. It was nice to see someone else look even worse shooting the ball.
Oh man. Yeah, and there was also the layer to this whole game coming in, the storyline where they can't beat lottery teams too. And I was just like, man, lottery teams and to get them again. The Warriors have been the boogeyman to them. Aside from that game they played at TD last year, Warriors are just always scaring the Celtics. They get PTSD to the finals. They don't play well. It was good to see them show up right from the get-go today. They came out, scored the first 8 points. Did they give up an 8-0 run after that? Yes. But then when Steph Curry came out of the game, they literally said kill shot, and it was never close again. That was it. They took advantage. They won the non-Curry minutes. They struggled in the non-Trae Young minutes on Saturday. Not to say that doesn't have something to do with him not being able to play defense. But to see them get back on the right track and win the non-superstar minutes for the opposing team was very good. That's no joke. They haven't been the sharpest with that during this bad stretch they've been in. And to see them attack when the opponent was down was good. It was good that there was no Draymond in this game. Kristaps probably breathed a sigh of relief more than anybody. Yes. Draymond hates the European white guys. He always goes after him, whether it's Nurkic or stomping through Sabonis' chest. You pick. Not having him was certainly helpful. And, Kristaps got off to a pretty good start. This dude is a laser from three, even though he was still decent today. 3 of 7 ain't bad.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see that back. They need it.
Yeah, he's been unreal lately. I think coming into tonight, he was shooting 50% from three over his last 6 games. And that was after coming back and really struggling from the 3-point line. And really from that Nuggets game to now, he's looked really good. And I've kind of been saying, because you've seen all the net rating and stuff with the starting lineup, it's it has not been a Kristaps. Yeah, it's it has not really been a Kristaps Porzingis problem. He's still defensively, he's been really good. He was really good again tonight. Protecting the rim, he's been fantastic. And then the Celtics offense has been the part that's kind of fallen apart in the last 10 games or so. The defense has actually been okay. And Kristaps has been one of the guys, at the top of the roster that can actually knock down shots. Having a guy this is why we love him and definitely didn't try and trade him about 3 weeks ago on this podcast. But when he's playing and doing the unicorn stuff, scoring 20 points per game on 65+% true shooting while protecting the rim, it's this is why we get so excited about when he's right. And I know Trey on Twitter, he's been talking about how at least last season that KP's kind of been a luxury. We haven't really needed him to be as good as he is because we've been so good without him. But at the moment, with whatever supernatural forces are stopping the Celtics from making 3-point shots, it's felt like we really, really need all of his efficient scoring. And so for him to keep it going tonight, the Celtics did make 3s tonight, which was so fucking nice. That third quarter, to see them have an avalanche like that. What did they shoot in that third quarter? It was 8 for 12, 66%. I don't know when the last time they did something like that was, but
do it every game. Idiots. Why don't you do that every quarter?
That's what I would do.
Personally. You guys just lost a bunch of games because you suck and you miss shots. And now all of a sudden the game's already over. You're like, oh yeah, we'll make all the shots. No, having Porzingis back. By the way, Jake, I said this on our pod that's going up in the morning. Jag didn't give me much. I'm curious what you think. But favorite part of the game today. Kristaps comes out, plays well, so well that Dennis Scott has to talk to him and is like, Kristaps, what do you think of playing on Martin Luther King Day? Got nothing for him. He's Kristaps probably did not know who Martin Luther King was until he got here.
How did they land?
No way as a boy he learned about Martin Luther King in school. And then Kristaps is just yeah, glad we had our security. A lot of people celebrated today.
Well, look, don't choose the foreign guys. Firstly, you chose the white guy.
Pick the worst guy. Pick the worst guy you could pick.
Yeah, that's one choice. The second choice is someone that's not from the United States. Like, even me, I was like, this morning, I tweeted out, man, I love these staggered start times. Why doesn't the NBA do this every day? And I was like, and I kept watching. I was like, oh, this is Martin Luther King Day. It's not a thing anywhere else in the world. So it's
Correct.
like, it's not at the top of mind for anyone that's not from the United States. And the guy from Latvia is probably not thinking a ton about Martin Luther King Day. I think it's awesome that they take time to like make this a day. But like
it's cool.
Jaylen Brown's like, what are we doing, dude?
Yes.
What are we doing?
Ask Jaylen. I mean, even Joe had something to say about it before the game. And I couldn't believe it. I said on the pregame show, I was like, I can't believe Joe actually like acknowledged that this was happening today. Usually he's like, don't care. Next question.
Yeah, dude. Joe, Jason, Jalen, Drew. It's a pretty clear. I think maybe they were just trying to do something
They're trolling.
with choosing the foreign guy, but yeah,
I think it was just because he played well, and then Dennis Scott was like, "Oh, wait, I should ask him about this."
Okay.
Kristaps was like, "Oh no, man."
There's a lot of that going around at the moment. I'm not sure how many people are watching the Australian Open tennis that's going on right now, but there's been some atrocious like post game interview stuff going on. Like there was actually an American dude I think that played, and he's like 19, and the Australian sideline reporters just like not even really asking him questions. He was just kind of like, "You're 19." And then just like put the microphone in his face. Not even a "what do you think?" That would have been great if he would have done a "what do you think?" He wasn't. He was just kind of saying statements. Said he knows where he lives. It was very weird. So maybe there's something going wrong with these sideline reporters at the moment. But yeah, that was definitely a choice. I was on the playback, so I only saw it that after the game. And
it was excellent.
But yeah, so Kristaps, and maybe my favorite stat of the night. 22 minutes for Kristaps Porzingis. I do like how he often will say, "There's a chance I play on this back-to-back tomorrow night," and there's no chance. There's no chance of him playing on the back-to-back.
I hope they don't troll again. I hope they don't like rest both guys on the same day again.
Well,
even though they might, because they're like, I feel like they did that as like a statement, like we're gonna get our lineup to play all at the same day and be like connected and play well, because that's been the thing is like the starting lineup can't play together. So by splitting them, you lose a game. I just hope they don't do it. I want them to beat the Lakers. Too bad for them not to play in that game. So and you're going to need them against AD. Like play them, play the guys, please. Or how would split them appropriately?
Oh, so you would split them? Okay, because
Zubac is a beast too.
Yes, I can see the argument for both. Because on one hand, like, trying to get these guys some rhythm after like so many guys in and out of the lineup through the first like 25 games, like inevitably someone's going to get injured. They're going to start resting guys intermittently again. So I do understand the theory or thesis of playing them all together while they are all healthy for the first half of the back-to-back. But then obviously you got to deal with the Luke Cornett versus Anthony Davis thing, which you know who actually
dominates him.
You know who has a track record of playing really well against Anthony Davis in the playoffs? Who's out?
Xavier Tillman. You think I wouldn't know that? Doing the pod with the guy I'm not going to spoil the pod tomorrow. I'll tell you afterwards.
Well, Xavier Tillman played today, which was new for everyone, including Xavier Tillman. Like, do you know anything about why he doesn't play at all now?
I had no idea what's going on. I see him go through the warm-ups when I go to the games, and he looks good. He looks like he can shoot the ball.
Well, that's not true. But yeah, go on.
Well, he looks like he's got good form. Like, I've seen him warm up and everything. It's just, I don't know. It's just, the fact of the matter is, I think Cornette's playing better. And why would you go away from that?
But Cater, like, and I would almost even understand playing Cater some as well. But like, for him just to be completely out of the rotation, completely. And like in the Hawks game, you're trying to switch stuff. It's like, I don't know why he's just completely gone, but that's a guy that's played well against Anthony Davis in spots where you're resting both of your main big men. The fact that he's just completely disappeared and we have no information about it is really interesting to me. I know my dad's listening to this right now and telling and saying that's because Tillman stinks, and that's possible. But Cater also stinks, and so like let's mix it up a little bit.
Tillman stinks. They got it right.
Yeah, that could be it.
I mean, I don't think like you put Tillman in these games and it just makes a big difference. Like
Sure.
I think he's, if nothing else, going through a huge confidence issue, and he's not going to be able to play through it. He's not going to be able to play his way back into being a confident player. I think it's going to take like just a guaranteed stretch of minutes every night, knowing that if he misses his threes, it's not going to make it so he doesn't play. It's tough when you're struggling like as a confidence guy and you aren't getting time to prove yourself or to get yourself right. It's almost impossible to escape it. So I can feel where he's at. I don't think there's a way out.
Yeah, I don't even necessarily like think that it would make a big difference. I'm just like so confused because they gave him a 2-year contract, played well in the playoffs. He didn't play well early in the season. Like that's totally fair. But there's been plenty of guys on this roster that have not played well at times, i.e. Cater, i.e. Cornette. It's just weird to me. I don't really care either way, but I would like to. I would like to know. So, I like you came in quite hot, quite upset with the team. I would say broadly.
Oh yeah.
I would say I've been someone who's been lower on the panic meter. The Hawks game just like made me mad because like they won the game and then they lost the game, which like multiple.
This is when it would be fun to tank. Like if you were a tanking team and you won the game and then lost it, that's the best game.
Literally the best game. Patriots should learn a thing or two about winning the game and losing the game when it really matters. But so, like, I've been like the shooting's just been like catastrophic for the most part, and that's like where I've assigned most of the problems. And we got some interesting quotes from both Kerr and Curry today. Like Kerr was basically like, "This happens. We've seen this a million times. They're going to be totally fine." Steph Curry after the game was like, teams spent all summer trying to figure out how to beat you because you're the one holding up the trophy. I don't know what people expected, but they're 30-13. They're doing all right. And it's been really interesting that like the contrast between last year and this year about pretty much everyone's feelings about the teams compared to Celtics fans. Because last year Celtics fans were like, this is the best team by far, best team we've seen in the NBA since the KD Warriors were winning the title. And every time they lost one game, it was like, Tatum's not going to be able to do it. They're chokers. Like, I don't believe in this team at all. They're having like a considerably worse season so far, a considerably worse stretch by a long shot. And pretty much everyone outside of Boston has been like, this literally means nothing.
I think the problem with it is we all saw that they could play well. Like, it's not like they started the season. It's just like, oh, like people have figured them out or like they've adjusted. Like they started off 16-3. And that's part of the problem here because for them to get to 30-13, they have to be what? 14-10 since then. Not very good, not up to standard. They've lost a lot of games that it feels like they should have won, like including the Oklahoma City game. The Oklahoma City game is like, of all the games, the one I'm like the least mad about. It just felt like it was very fluky at the time. Thought they played really well in the first half. But like you have these games like the Atlanta game, the Toronto game. That Kings game at the Garden was a terrible loss.
That was bad. The Raptors game was the worst.
Like how do you keep doing this? How do you like keep like it's not like the teams are coming out and like feeling like they're outplaying you. Like you're not losing to 50% 3-point shooting nights. You're just playing like shit and you're playing uninspired basketball. And I think we get to a point with all of this stuff where you get sick of hearing you just have to wait till the playoffs, even though it's the truth. Like as somebody who's like in front of the microphone or writing all the time about this team, it's like there has to be something beyond, oh, we'll see if they'll flip the switch in April. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of sick of like whether or not the three goes in deciding whether or not they win a game. Not to say that they should stray away from that, but they should be able to do enough on defense to elevate themselves when they're not playing particularly well. And they did that at the beginning of this game because they weren't shooting that great to start. Like they had to lock in and defend, and then eventually everything started to work for them. That's what you need to see.
Yeah.
you need to hang in there when it's not going your way. I can't tell you how many times we're in this press room and Missoula's just up there like, well, when the offense isn't going well, we really can't play defense. Even though there's truth in it, because like you get beat in transition and such.
Correct.
Like it's really annoying to hear, well, we can't do anything until the threes go in. We can start playing when they go in. That's just not good enough at this point.
I think that's totally fair. And I definitely think there have been moments and stretches throughout this last 15 plus games where they have let the missed shots impact the rest of their game, defensively, rebounding, turnovers, etc. I think I've just been coming back to, and I agree with you as a consumer of the team, like I enjoy listening to your pods and creating stuff. Like it is hard because like I just fall back. I've been falling back on the last 3 years of sample size of making the finals, 57 wins and making the conference finals. And then obviously Devil Magic took you down, winning the title, 16-3 to start the season. Like you've got like multiple hundreds of basketball games of who this team is. And it's like, we kind of know that you can't prove shit in the regular season as we saw last year. No one gave us any credit until we won the title. And they almost didn't give us credit. They just kind of like now are retroactively giving us credit by not shitting on us this time, which I guess I'll take. But like, it's hard to reconcile in the moment. And I'm not sure if you saw this tweet, which I've been referring to from Mike Dyer, but like the worst 4-team game stretches for teams coming off a title that would go on to win back-to-back titles. 01 Lakers, 02 Lakers, 2010 Lakers, 2013 Heat, 18 Warriors have all had stretches as bad, if not worse, than the Celtics. Like every back-to-back champion on average loses 9.6 games less, loses 9.6 games more the following regular season. Like it's just in the moment in this stretch, it's hard to reconcile. And then I do think there is a little bit to those bad habits seeping in. But I'm like, they've got time to like crank it up. And these last 3 games, again, they lost the Hawks game, but I thought the process was like more good than bad. Again, they just like couldn't hit a shot. And the fact that like the entire team seems to be slumping from 3 at the same time until tonight is like really not helping. But I do think the tide has started to turn a little bit. And I do think they're taking the challenges seriously. They're not worried, quote unquote, but I think they're just like, we've been through so many NBA seasons that like shit's not going to go perfect every year. It just doesn't happen. And so I think embracing the struggle, embracing the darkness, like Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, you merely adopted the dark. We were born in it, I think is the Joe Mazzulla way of looking at things.
Well, he's just up there having fun. So he's like, this is the greatest. I was so mad after the Atlanta loss. I was like, I'm actually like getting sick of it. I was like, all right, dude, like quit trolling us. Like we're all pissed. You don't have to like be up there like this is the greatest thing ever. I'm having so much fun. Like, did you I don't expect him to go out there and be like, Drew sucks. What an idiot. He shouldn't have fouled him. I will say the way they lost that game against the Hawks is like basketball karma for like dishonorably fouling when you're up 3. Like I hate that. I know it's like the smart thing to do. I just think it's so lame. And like they kind of got, but like
everybody does it though.
No, they do it all the time. Like they have to do it. Like I get it. Just a weird way to lose a game. Like it was more than just the end of the game. Like even if you go to overtime, like they give up 3 offensive rebounds when they only missed 4 shots the whole overtime. Like how do you do that? You only get to miss so many times. Anyways, they won today. I'm not willing to get back in. It's not that
I can tell you're
I'm protecting myself.
This may as well have been a loss, it feels like to you, as opposed to
this whole month has been a loss.
40-point win. And that's what's funny as well, is that they have kind of built their advanced metrics on a Ponzi scheme over the past month, because like they've either lost close games for the most part, or they've kicked the shit out of teams. So you look at like the last 15 games, look at their net rating, they're 3rd in the NBA in net rating, a 0.4 behind the Cavs, except the Cavs are 13-2 and the Celtics are 8-7. It's because the Raptors, you win by 50, and the Warriors game, you're back. Yeah. So yeah, they're the Ponzi scheme, the advanced metrics. We lost Sam for a second there. But yeah, like the Cavs have a 9.6 net rating over the past 15 games. The Celtics have a 9.2 net rating over the past 15 games. The Celtics are 8-7, and the Cavs are 13-2. It's because the Celtics have been losing tight games and then blowing teams out, which is why I come back to like when they've needed to really focus. Timberwolves, Rockets. I kind of stand by the Thunder game. Like they just had like one of the worst shooting.
Well, they
halves
came
of
to
their
play.
life. Yeah, right. And they beat the Nuggets. And then it's like you lose focus against the Kings and the Raptors. All right, we've got to get our shit together, kick the shit out of the Magic, and then we don't respect the Hawks without KP and Horford. And now we respect the Warriors and Steph Curry, and we kick the shit out of them. So I'm like, I have wanted to like, how do we kind of figure out if the switch is actually there? I do think that the switch is there. I do think that like you want to keep practicing though, and not let the switch get like rusty and stuff.
Just turn the fucking switch on. Just play the game.
Leave it on. Maybe leave it on for a week. Leave it on until you hit 40-20 and you can turn it back off again. That I would enjoy that personally. But yeah, like because statistically they're still straight like right there at the top of the league.
No, I mean like what are they got the third best record in the NBA? Still
Good. 30-13 on pace for like 57, 58 wins.
It is funny that the Bucks fired their coach last season at 31-13.
It's pretty good record.
And then like we're kind of in it, and we're like, I'm like, oh, I kind of get it. Not that I would fire Mazzulla, but I understand like why there was like turmoil and stuff. I don't think that they suck. Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm just like, sure. I'm not gonna like give them credit. Like I gave them credit on Friday, and I was like, oh, they might be back. Like that looked like a win where they really figured it out, and then they disappointed me Saturday. I'm like, you know what? You're gonna have to earn it back. Still great win today. Like I was happy to see them play well. Part of me was low-key hoping they would lose.
I'm not sure you are. There's comment in the chat from Novel. Sam, it's okay to feel happiness for a little bit.
It is. We only get to be miserable so often. I'm a guy that likes to be sick. I was sick this week, and I was actually over it. So I was sick for too long. That's why.
That's the thing. 2 to 3 days sick.
Yep.
Great. Perfect. Over that, I got sick like at the end of last year for like 3-4 days. Got better, then got smacked by a sinus infection right afterwards, and I was like, oh no, this is literally the worst thing ever. But yeah, we can be happy. Maybe we should talk about a little bit about the actual game. Jaylen Brown has been having a roller coaster over time, I would say. Yeah. Generally, he keeps talking about this role change that's going on that I'm not sure is really that different to last year. They're having him initiate a little bit more, but I liked the way that he played tonight. Getting in the post, I like, but complete the entry pass. That's like
that's
fucking
very
figure
hard
that out.
for this group.
Yes, at the moment. But I like when he gets to the post or does anything, but he's open-minded. He's like, I'm not doing this move to pass or score. I'm doing it to just create an advantage and then see what happens. And I thought tonight he had a really good blend of like getting in the post. I think maybe their best possession, he posted up on like the corner closest, baseline closest to the screen, and he hit Tatum with like a left-handed baseline pass, swing, wide open Peyton Pritchard 3. And I was like, Jaylen Brown, you were just responsible for how the Boston Celtics should be playing basketball. And I thought he did that multiple times tonight. Ends the game 17 points on 8 for 14. And I thought the defense was better. The off-ball defense in the Hawks game was like a complete atrocity. But tonight it was much better.
Yeah, I liked what we saw from Jaylen. I thought we saw like a more close to last year version of Jaylen today, where I think there's a lot of truth to what you said, where he's doing things with the intention of either passing or shooting.
Yes.
And he's clearly being asked to like try and distribute the ball more this year. I think it's really had him struggle. Like, I don't think he's completely comfortable in doing so. I think it has led to some of the unorganic play that he's had where he's clearly trying to do something each time he does a move. Like, he has the outcome in mind. Today, it wasn't like that. Like, he was doing the bag work. He was at the half circle, getting his buckets, bumping guys. Like, loved it. Nothing Jaylen will do is when he shoots threes sometimes, he'll just shoot really, really slow. Don't know why. Today, his shots look fast. Like,
I don't know what's going on.
He looked like he was shooting like regular speed today. I was like, okay, Jaylen, looks good. Happy to see that. I want him to be happy.
He's actually
like,
similar
I
to
really
you.
like Jaylen.
I'm not sure he's ever happy, similar to Sam LaFrance.
Nah, he'll smile once in a while and stuff. You know? But like, I feel like this has been tough for him. Like, he hasn't played well. The team's not playing well. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like to see it. He's like pretty good to us. Like anytime like we see him like at the podium, like he's pretty nice, like treats us well, whatever. So I'm rooting for him. I want him to get
Oh,
his rhythm back. He clearly hasn't been that great this year. He dealt with the hip injury at the beginning, came back. I think he has the shoulder thing now. He's kind of dealing with. Guy's freaking banged up. Like probably can't
yeah,
wait for
yeah.
the All-Star break.
He almost broke his face on the ground. Yes, previous game.
The face thing. Drew owes him an apology. He doesn't fall on his face if they don't go into overtime.
Oh wow, yeah. I forgot that happened in OT. Yeah, Drew. Hey, to be fair, Drew did apologize. He basically said that we lost the game directly because of me, and he's right. So we're not going to keep harping on it, Drew. We love you. You played great, and Drew's been playing great lately. But yeah, Jalen, I also would like him to be happy. I'm also rooting for Jalen, and I think this was a step in the right direction. The rotation stuff is weird. Like the fact that they kind of like keep playing around with it. Just stick to it. What I will say, I want both of them to get like either 10 to 12 minutes out there once. That's something that I do believe in, is like either Jalen or Jason gets to play 10 straight minutes at some point and to really get a rhythm. Because I thought Tatum, he's like plays the first 6 minutes and he's out. Then he came back in. Then he played for a bunch. I'm not, which is weird. I'm not sure I fully understand exactly what's going on with the Tatum rotation, but I do like the idea of getting both Jays. I like Jalen being the like shot out of the cannon guy. I think that his personality is more, at least his on-court personality is suited to that. And then Jason has been doing some like takeover stuff in the third quarters, but then he's been coming back into the fourth quarters quite late tonight because they were up by so much. But yeah, I don't know what you think about like the rotation stuff.
I think it's weird. I always thought it was weird that they were kind of going to Tatum early in these games this year. Because you mentioned it, it's always been Jalen. Jalen has always been the lights the court on fire in the first quarter, gets the crowd into it type guy in the playoffs. And to see him not really do that, I think is also part of the like change they're asking from him this year, where it's like, okay, like let's try something a little bit different. Maybe it's just Joe trying to tinker and see what they got, see if they got any new pitches they can add to the mix before they got to go throw in the playoffs, where teams are seeing multiple game plans from them in a 7-game span. Like, kind of get it in that sense. I don't love it because I just know I watched 82 to whatever it was, 101 games at the end of the year last year of just success. Like, why fix it if it ain't broke?
Yeah. And I'm someone who's been like, I don't think it's the rotation that's the problem. I think that is playing kind of like garbage a little bit.
Yes.
But that does make sense. Why are we changing the rotation after things were so good? I wonder if it has anything to do with the Porzingis thing. Like he wasn't there for like the most of the start of the season. He comes back. You go back to the normal rotation now that he's back. Don't know. But I really liked the game from Jalen today. I thought that was a cleaner game from Jalen. Not perfect for sure, but yeah, and like the team's inability to like hold on to loose balls was prevalent in the first half again, which I think Jalen has definitely been contributing to, but I thought that he leveled it out. Tatum, weird game, not great. I didn't think, kind of settled a lot for a matchup where the opposing team didn't have any rim protectors. I think what happened was he hit that sick like half spin pull up coming around the screen, didn't hit the rim at all. And as soon as he did that, he was like, well, now every shot's going to go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he did end up 3 for 10. So like he makes one more and we're talking about a 40% night. And he shot 45% overall, but 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. Like his just floor for a bad game has gotten so high that like you can kind of survive it. And he had 3 turnovers, I think maybe in the first quarter, and he ended the game with 3 turnovers, and he was a team high plus 28. So as far as I didn't think he played a great game goes, it was still a pretty great game as far as basketball players go.
Yeah, I definitely think there was like some fucking around from Tatum in this game, but I also thought there was a stretch where he got aggressive and went to the cup, and I really appreciated that because that is when Tatum is at his best, I think, when he just realizes he's better than whoever it is, repeatedly going inside because he's put pressure on the defense that way. They want Tatum to be a playmaker, and he's done a great job at that. And part of the reason he can continue to do that is by getting the defense to collapse. Whether he's finishing with the long arms or kicking it out, I think it works really well. I don't care for the threes. I don't think Tatum needs to take 10 threes in a game. Like, even if he makes 4 out of 10, I'm just like, if he's taking 20 shots, like 10 of them do not need to be threes. They just don't.
Yeah.
Go to the rim more.
Yeah. Yeah. In the playoffs, they do the diet does tend to skew more downhill to threes. I do think it's a regular season type thing, but yeah, I mean, tonight he was 6 for 10 from 2-point range, and he was 3 for 10 from 3-point range. Like,
and by all means, like preserve him. Like I don't. I also don't want him to like take a beating and not be ready for April, May, June.
Yes, I think he knows that. I think we saw that in the playoffs. Like, he just gets downhill a lot more and puts more pressure on the defense. But I thought it was just not just 10% too far one way, like settling to putting pressure on the rim. But
this is a great message.
Which one are we looking at?
This one, the one on the screen.
Yeah, Tatum put on the muscle mass so I could shoot from 3 further out. He has slightly extended his range this season. He's playing great. He's 5th best player, 4th best player, 3rd best player, 2nd best player in the NBA if you ask some people. But
never the best.
Never the Well, there's that Serbian dude in Denver.
Yeah, he's fat.
Yeah.
Doesn't even like playing.
Yeah, Well, Tatum
is actually kind of slim now.
Yeah. Honestly, look, he's looking like Baylor Shyman out there. Honestly, who looks like he's shedded a few pounds. But Luke Cornett, solid. Horford, I thought, despite having a ton of the box score stuff, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. I thought he was awesome defensively when he came on today. Classic Al Horford coming off some rest, feeling pretty good, looking pretty good. I thought he had a really nice assist into the corner. I think to Pritchard.
He like contorted himself and then threw the dot.
Yeah, Tatum tried to kill him.
Catch, yeah.
And then
from a hospital ball.
Yeah, Tatum tried to kill him, and then Horford found Pritchard in the corner. But yeah, I thought he was just really good, and just like the fact that he's still this good at 38 years old, despite not really having to put up statistics, it's such a luxury. And I like 20 minutes. Al Horford, after a night off, he's got another night off coming up. It's funny, the back-to-backs are like so nice for Al Horford in particular because he ends up getting extra rest, which he will get coming up here as well. But yeah, Pritchard, man, he had a couple really nice. He's been just like this newfound finishing at the rim stuff, like where he gets his body into guys, finishes over the top. He had one that was just like hanging on the rim. It came back, fell down. He had one play, he got a hand to a rebound, which bounced to Derek White, and then he ends up hitting like a ISO fading corner 3. Like, he had a pretty good game as well.
He's the most fun guy to watch. I think when he's like really feeling good. Like today was like an average Pritchard game. 14, 9 assists, a little above average for him, but 14 is like right around his season average. And the 3-point shooting wasn't crazy, but when he's cooking, I enjoy watching him so much because he's always doing some crazy dribble, some crazy shot creation thing. You mentioned it, his finishing at the rim is so impressive. Like, he's got to be built like a fire hydrant. Like, he's got to be one of the strongest pound for pound dudes on this team because he moves guys every time he goes to the rim, and there's nothing that all these bigger defenders can do. He's getting the shot he wants. He's not uncomfortable doing it. And that has made the bench so much better than it could have been. They've needed this from Pritchard because they still haven't really been the best. And he just continues to come into games and give them a spark.
Yeah, man, that's a great point. I think between Pritchard, Jalen, and Tillman, I think if we were doing like a power to weight bench press competition, those would be the 3 guys I think that would be at the top of my list. I think KP, Tatum, Horford, arms are too long. And obviously, it's not going to be Walsh.
Drew, maybe.
Actually, Drew's a great call. Forgot about Drew. Apologies to you, Drew. That would be a good question. Who is the best pound for pound bench press dude on the team? But yeah, man, finishing at the rim. Yeah, the bench has been like fine because of how good Pritchard is. Now, all we need is for Hauser to start knocking down threes at his normal rate, and this bench is going to be off to the races. But yeah, he's been good. He just does all the little things, and so when he's scoring as well, then he's just he's doing the thing that he's paid for, which is the scoring, and then he's providing you all the other stuff as well. Like, just such a valuable player, especially at like the $7 million contract that you've got him on. But and then I think like lastly, Derek White, we're all kind of keyed in on because he's been so important and so explosive. We're all pulling for him, man. Hope he comes back to us. Like, he shot 60% from the field. He shot 50% from three, but he shot the ball 5 times.
That's
and
okay.
Like, yeah, it feels like he's building himself back up. Defensively, he was fantastic tonight. And that's what I've been calling for. It's just like, find your confidence from why you're in the NBA. And that's being like one of the best perimeter defenders, one of the best shot blocking guards in the NBA. Be a playmaker on defense. Let that feed into your offense. Make your quick decisions. And then we'll turn back into Klay Thompson in a few weeks here.
I mean, he certainly built off a couple of big shots in the Saturday game. That's what's great. I want to see him continue to shoot the ball well, because when he is shooting at a high level, he may be the barometer for the Celtics. Like, if you want to know how the Celtics are playing, you can look at Derek White, and that's a pretty good feeler for how the team did that day. And with the way he's played lately, it's been hard for the team to win. Even though it was low volume today, I think it was like a good way to just safely ensure that he sees the ball going at an efficient rate. He's able to look back on this and be like, all right, like, pretty good. Like,
there we go.
2 for 4, not bad. Like, same with Drew Holiday. He only took 5 shots in this one too. He's another guy who's, I think he's gotten significantly better since he got back from the shoulder thing, which is great, since he lost the headband, actually.
Oh, okay.
Which is the same exact time frame. He just happened to stop wearing a headband. Don't know why. But 4 or 5 today from Drew, making the threes again. Looks confident. He was pretty good on Saturday from what I remember too. Derek got to take a ton of shots on Saturday, and
16
he took
threes,
he took way more shots than I thought. When I sat down and looked at the box score after, I was like, he shot that many times? I just thought he was really good. I guess not. I just remember the ball going in a lot.
Well, he still shot better than the collective team 3-point percentage at 31.6 or whatever it was. What a contrast to go from 16 attempts to 4. Obviously, he only played 25 minutes tonight, but I liked the fact that he took the 16 threes. That's an indicator of the confidence. But yeah, he just got to get confident, man. And I like seeing him kind of start on the defensive end. Yeah, the headband must have been hurting Drew's shoulder, because since coming back without the headband, he's been really good from 3 lately. That's why it hurt even more that he was the guy that screwed up the Hawks game, because he's been really consistent, at least shooting the ball and playing pretty good defense. So that hurt me a little bit. But him playing like this and being an elite shooter, it was a very, very key part of why the Celtics were so hard to deal with last year, because it was like, okay, you want to help on Jalen and Jason, where we're kicking to Drew Holiday in the corner who's shooting 60% from 3, and like, he's a career 43, 44% catch and shoot guy. So I've been confident that it's going to come around, and it is now coming around, and it has a huge impact on their ability to win games.
I love to see it. Drew's one of my favorite guys. I still think he's a very valuable player. Like, it was tough to watch earlier this year when Memphis just left him wide open.
That was wild.
That day. That was a brutal day. And he needs to continue to keep shooting, because I don't want the playoffs to come and to have him be publicly humiliated again. Can't have that. Those games are on national TV. You won't get away with it on the
people are watching those games. The Memphis one. Gee, I still can't believe that happened. But and then last piece, we'll shout out Baylor Scheinman. I'm proud of you for hitting a 3. He rebounds real well coming off the bench. But Jordan Walsh, 2 big threes. I thought confident, kind of deep, some nice defense. He's active. I still think that he should be part of the regular rotation, like 8 to 10 minutes a game. Just like start seeing what you can develop amidst this regular season. But it was nice to see the draft picks look good and extend the lead actually in garbage time.
Jordan Walsh.
Hey,
what if you made Sam Hauser sweat a little bit? What if you just made him feel like somebody might be coming for his minutes?
Hey,
because He needs a kick in the ass. I'm sick of seeing him being consistent. I like what Jordan Walsh brings to the table. He's had games this year where when guys were out, he was getting extended run and playing fine. He's not as consistent shooting as you would like him to be, which is probably why he's not in the rotation just yet. But he's come a long way as a defender since last year. I think he's gotten much better.
Yep.
Gets in these games. He's able to hang with like legitimate rotation players. And down the, final stretch of the season, not that it's tomorrow, I hope we get to see reps for Jordan Walsh. I don't know if I want him in the playoffs this year. Maybe I do, depending on what happens with Hauser. Hope I don't.
Wow.
I'm sour.
Wow.
Sam.
Wow.
Dude.
It's purely just the shooting with Hauser, right? Like
I think he hasn't been good on defense either. I'm not somebody who can watch a game and tell you if a guy was good on defense or not. But everybody I talk to is like, defense isn't the same. And I'm like, well,
that's true.
All right.
It's been better lately, though. Early in the season when he was in and out with the back thing, no doubt it was like a real struggle. Lately, I think the defense has been a lot better. And I think that he's finding himself physically. I'm confident that it's coming for Sammy. I think physically he's looking a lot better. The shot's going to start to fall. And next time we talk, you're going to be like, Sam Hauser.
I hope I'm wrong.
Hey.
On behalf of all Sams. Yeah, quit embarrassing us out there.
I really wanted to be wrong about Xavier Tillman being a bad shooter. But,
victory lap, yes.
But Jack Simone is going to owe me, I think it was a beer. I don't remember what the bet was at all, but I'm going to win the bet this year.
Are you coming stateside anytime soon?
Probably not, but the 2026 Summer League, I think I'll be there. So we'll lock that one in. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to that tasty, whatever it may be. Who knows what it will be in 2026. Maybe they'll have something new and exciting that they've designed that I can poison myself with. But Sam, it's been a pleasure. The Celtics won a game. Again, I think they are now...
They were due because they win every other.
Yeah, well, they're 7-4 in their last 11. Hey, not bad.
It's no 8-2.
It's not. I mean, it's so annoying. I can't let this fucking Hawks game go because then it would be.
I can't either. I'm pissed off. Clearly.
8-3. Anyway, if they win against the Clippers, that might be the thing that I let go of the Hawks game. Like I will let go of it.
You cannot let go of it if they beat the Clippers because then they play the Lakers the next day. If they beat the Clippers and then turn around and lose to the Lakers, that's erasure right there. Gone. See you later. Doesn't even matter.
So if they win both, then we can let go? Is that what you're telling me?
It's a big step.
Oh, man. This has been fun. Everybody in the chat, like the stream before you're gone, like the videos, subscribe, and watch How About Them Celtics when you wake up in the morning. Sam, been a pleasure as always. Until next time, if I can find the button, I've lost it. I've lost it. There it is. And peace.